Lizzie Kanye, I hope that you're all well. I was hearing that honesty does not substitute accountability, acceptance, and comfortability. The songs that I was channeling is Same Old Mistakes by Rihanna and Same Old Love by Selena Gomez. With the first part, honesty does not substitute accountability. You already hear it immediately. This is your guides basically telling you that as much as you can have these honest conversations with people or yourself, if accountability does not take place, what's the use of those conversations? Okay, so it's like you could be dealing with energy, or it could be that it's yourself. Because I was also hearing that you need to learn how to decenter a lot of things and focus on centering yourself and just focus on yourself. I was hearing that for some of you, it's like it could be that you're trying to talk to a potential partner. Others of you, it's like you're trying to communicate with a parent or a parental figure, like an elder, and things are just chaotic is basically what I was getting from this. But just in general, remember, like they're saying, honesty does not substitute accountability. You guys can have these honest conversations as to how you feel about things, but that does not mean that accountability will be taken. Okay, I was also hearing cherries might be significant. I was also hearing tuxedos might be significant. Same goes for white snakes. Okay. Also the show Mr. Bean. Okay. So it could be that even with the whole silliness and so on, for some of you, people just find it like even with the energy itself, when they're saying honesty does not substitute accountability, people could be trying to manipulate you emotionally and mentally by trying to use this thing of like, you know, this whole sentence of like, honestly, from my side, I feel like, stuff like that. So I'm also hearing like dumb you down, try to make you feel like you need to walk on eggshells for them, trying to basically turn the situation around and make themselves seem like they're a better person within the situation. And it's like you're the one that's mainly causing the problem here, right? Same goes with if it's like a conversation with yourself. They could be like this, not even they could be, this old version of you is trying to basically do this comeback, and this new version of you is like, no, 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 I am literally trying to become a new person. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to make sure that everything goes well, that my dreams come true, that everything works out for me. And the only way that I can do that is by healing and not necessarily getting rid of the old you, but basically taking accountability of the things that you feel like, what, I really messed up when I was in that era, or I was in that stage of my life. Not that you don't love, yourself, and that you don't love all versions of yourself, but you're noticing that, okay, I need to learn from that moment, that okay, from now on I need to be smart about things. Others of you, I'm also getting that like things like, being watched, right? Because I'm seeing things like people just watching you on a download, trying to see like what exactly is going to happen next. It could be that, again, even with this conversation, it's like as much as the honesty could be there, they're trying to weigh out the options, and not even weigh out the options. You have to weigh up the options, and they're trying to see how you're going to handle the situation and if you're going to fall for it. I'm hearing their mousetrap is what we're also having. With the second part about acceptance, remember, honesty does not substitute acceptance as well. Just because someone is honest to you, or with you, does not mean that you have to accept what they're giving to you. This person can be honest, but they could be giving you the bare minimum. Why would you accept the bare minimum if you know that you deserve better? And now the only, I'm also hearing that for some of you, it's like the only reason as to why you're like, oh, at least this person is honest, or at least I'm trying to be honest with myself in this moment. And it's like, no, you're trying to find excuses to stay within that same timeline. And when it comes to relationships within the collective, it's like you're trying to act like you don't see what's actually happening, because you know that it's going to hurt your feelings to actually be honest, and to, it's like you already know that I'm not supposed to be accepting this, because, for others of you, I'm also hearing that it's because you're just so afraid of being lonely. It's like you're afraid of people just simply being like, oh, and it's like, understand that people will definitely pull away from you simply because you're not accepting the bare minimum. I'm also hearing that this is trashy behavior from your guides. It's trashy behavior to accept bare minimum energy from people that you literally put a lot of effort in. You constantly giving them time, you're constantly doing whatever and so on. I'm also hearing that it's like the way that you are constantly giving these people the energy, it seems like you're praising them, like you're placing them on this pedestal, and it's like you need to stop that. Okay, you need to stop that immediately, because at the end of the day, they are ruining you. I'm also hearing they're gonna be the ruin of you. Okay, so you need to be careful of that, because this is where, even with the channeled songs, they talk about emotional mistakes, even when you try to enter new spaces and so on. Why? Because you are accepting things just because this person claims to be honest, or they are honest within the moment. Yes, honesty is a good thing, but honesty has to come with effort. It has to come with change. It has to come with consideration. It has to come with love. It has to come with respect. So that's what you need to understand from that line. With the last line, obviously, honesty does not mean comfortability. Okay. People, yes, there's a difference. Like, you need to understand there's a difference between being comfortable with the bare minimum and being comfortable in a place where you actually feel secure. Okay. So now I was hearing two TikTok sounds. The first one being she's a runner, she's a track star. So it's like it could be that a lot of people have this idea of you being like, oh, you know what, as soon as I see something funky, something weird, something, for some of you, that's what I was saying, that as soon as you decide that, I'm gonna also take accountability for my own problems, my own mistakes, the things that I need to heal from, stuff like that. It's like working on your self-concept, which is I'm seeing a lot of you doing like shadow work, working on your self-concept, learning how to manifest a lot more, praying more, you know, you have this thing of like, people see you as this person that's like, what, as soon as this, someone acts weird, you immediately cut them off. And some people are not taking it like in a proper way, because they feel like, how dare you, like, how, where did you get this audacity to do such a thing to me, so because these people, I was hearing that for some of you, it's because you know that this person thinks small. They don't have the capacity to think and work at the same rate and on the same frequency as you, and it literally keeps you stuck in this mentality that, oh my god, I have to constantly be saving this person, I have to constantly be in this energy of, because you're so giving to a point where I was getting this image of how you're the galaxy while a person is just a star within the space. Okay, so it's like you are literally the star, you're everything, you're operating with your own thing and you're doing your own thing, but this person, it's like you constantly feel this, like, it's like you're constantly coddling people, putting in everything for these people, even though they wouldn't do such a thing for you, right? They don't make you feel secure, because you constantly have this mentality that I have to save this person, I have to do something for this person, I have to constantly, so again, honesty does not mean comfortability. You are literally in this energy of feeling very uncomfortable in a situation where you know that this is your potential partner, or this is a partner, or this is a parent that you're supposed to be looking up at, and so on. For others of you, it could be because you're realizing that this person had the chance, or has many chances, of basically reviving and revamping their life, is basically what I'm also hearing. And also fixing a lot of things, like breaking generational curses, because they have so much power. But it's like you're believing in someone that refuses to believe in themselves, which equals to them possibly not even believing in you, and them basically demotivating you, making you doubt yourself when you have ideas. I was also hearing how many of these people, it's like they're very avoidant, very selfish, very self-centered, very offish, like very vampire, energy vampire situation, kind of a situation. But I was also hearing the sound, I don't speak Caribbean, from a TikTok video. I can't remember which one it is. And it's like you basically standing your ground and being like, I don't speak the language that you speak. My language basically talks about me being focused on myself, me basically fixing the way that I view myself, how I view life, moving in a good way, moving at a high frequency, vibrating at a high frequency. And it's like, I don't understand low efforts, I don't understand inconsiderate actions or people. I don't understand people that just don't push to become the best versions of themselves. That's why people don't understand right now, like, what the hell is happening with you? Why are you changing so much? Why is it that you are so detached from them, yet you're right here? And it's like, it's because you've learned, you've observed, or you're currently observing and taking the accountability, accepting things, and taking comfort in the fact that if it means that you'd have to do things alone, you will do them alone. And if someone is ready to actually step in their shoes and actually do better, they will come along and do better with you. Okay? So, yeah, that is the message. Lisade.